Hey everybody, Swarsky here. In this video, we're going to start messing around with text. So we're going to figure out how to add it, edit it, extrude it, what that looks like. So from the previous step, you made your dimensioned extruded figure or object. So if I go into my sketch, I have my 30 by 40, and then I have it extruded 50. So all that is good. So you and I should look the same. Okay, now we're going to, what you're going to do in the next step too is you're going to add text to this. So that's what we're going to make. So again, I need a new sketch. So I'm going to go sketch. And the reason I don't have my plane on here is I'm going to put it on one of my sides. It doesn't matter what side. I'm going to pick this one. Why not? So I'm going to click that. That is now my sketch plane. And I'm going to now set this up. Now, another little tip for kind of being able to know if stuff's organized and set up right. If I right click, once I'm in here, especially on the object, if I right click and I go view normal to sketch plane, look what it does. It evens it up. I can also do that if I use my view cube. So let's say I got it mixed up and all that stuff. If I go front, it'll adjust it so it's flat. Now that's the reason that's really nice is because it will make sure that everything's set up right, because how you're looking at it can change what you think is lined up or all that stuff. So again, right click, view normal to sketch plane, or I can also use this view cube and do that. So either one does not matter. Now I am going to I'm going to move this around because I want to do this the long way. Just for my preference, you can do it any way you want as far as your text goes. But once I'm in the sketch, it's one of my sketch tools right here. It's text. So I'm going to click on text. And now what this crosshair is doing is I'm going to make basically a text box. So I'm going to click and hold. And I'm going to just go from here to here. Now, unfortunately for the initial stuff, once you do your text, so I'm just going to put my name in, Brian. What's going to happen is it's going to kind of set up how it wants to, and we got to adjust it. But the couple things about this, once I get into my text stuff, I can do a few things. Number one, I can change my font, which is really nice. And they have a whole bunch of options. So you can kind of check out what you like. It's kind of nice for doing all that stuff, but it doesn't matter which one you pick. It adjusts kind of how big it ends up being, but we can fix that when it goes. So I'm just going to pick this one. Doesn't matter which one you do and everything like that. And I'm going to hit the checkbox. Now, what you notice is like, oh my gosh, that's huge, and it's not even looking right. The way that I can start messing with this is now I have to kind of edit my text here. So I obviously need it to rotate, and I need to shrink it. Let's deal with the rotation first. That's usually the easiest thing to deal with. I'm going to click on one of my sides here, just so I kind of, what it tells the Onshape is that it's selecting the text, and I'm going to right click once I have it selected. And what I want to do is go into this drop box or this drop down, and I want to go transform sketch entities. And you can do this also for your shapes and stuff like that. Because now what I can do is I can move it. I can move it up, move it over this way. I can scale it. But what I care about is this little guy. This is rotating. And I want to rotate it. In this case, it's here. I want to rotate it around. So I want to rotate it to 90. So I can either do that, or I can also click on this and say, just like a dimension that I used, I can do 90. Now I've got it selected. Once I'm done, I can hit the checkbox. And then I say, oh, and so if something happened, I'm like, oh, I don't like that, I can always redo it. But now I say, well, I'm way up here. I need to get over here. Click and hold, and I can drag this over. Most of the time, it'll let you just kind of move it. Other things that it'll do is it might only make you go up and down, left and right. Just grab your stuff here, but let's kind of hover it over and all that stuff. All right, so I've got it orientation right. Orientation means like the rotating and stuff like that. Now, I want to resize it. It's too big. This is where I can use one of my previous skills. I can use the dimension tool to do that. So I'm going to dimension this. So click on the dimension just like you do with your shape, and I'm going to dimension this. Well, obviously it's way too big. Now I know that my dimension here, because it's the biggest that is 50 because that was my extrusion. So I'm going to type in 50. And now I've got this set up. And now my dimension will stay, and this thing will always be at 50. So now you see that I have to go, I'm going to move it here, and then I can click this, and I can move it this way. That moves left and right. There we go. Well, now I've got it all set up. And now some other things to think about is like, well, what if I don't like that font? What if I want it different or anything like that? I can simply, again, click on my stuff, right click, and I want to go edit text. Now I can change everything. Or maybe I spelled my name wrong. Maybe I spelled it like that. And I say, all right, that's awesome. Done, check mark. And I'm like, oh no, I spelled my name wrong. Click on it, right click, edit text. And now I can come back and I can go to this edit screen. I don't have to redo it all the way. And then I could change the font. I want to do that. It'll also give you options for like bold or italic. Let's bold it. Why not? Let's go check mark. Now, instead of doing resize, it's always going to be at 50 because that's my locked dimension that I have from there. So now you say, well, now I want to be able to see it because right now it's just flat. So now I can extrude it. Just like now I can treat it like any other shape. I can extrude this. Okay. Instead of ending my sketch and trying to select it, because then I have to select each one individually and I can make mistakes there. Go into your sketch, and before you go out, extrude this, because what this means is that anything in that sketch is going to get extruded. Well, the only thing I put in the sketch is my text. Extrude it, and now it does it all at once. Isn't that nice? And I can extrude all my stuff here. Okay. And not only can I extrude, so maybe I just want to do that. Now I have my name all extruded. Maybe I don't want to do that. I could also, again, remove extrude. It's red because it's going out. I need to push it into it. I could also add a specific dimension. Let's say 1.5, done. I can also remove extrude. Now I've got that. Okay, but all that comes from my text that I did in my sketch here. So I can go in. Again, maybe I don't like it. Maybe I say, oh, that didn't work very well. Remember, click on it, right click, edit text. Maybe I wanted it all capitalized like that. Maybe I wanted to italicize it. Done. Remember, it'll stay at that 50 because that's what I have locked into it. And again, I can adjust. I can move this. Maybe I want to add more text when I do it and all that stuff. And then I'll go again. The nice thing is that it'll stay, whatever I do and I move it to, that extrusion will stay the same. So that is adjusting. Oh, one more thing. I can also do this. The dimensioning will also be able to let me make it smaller or larger. So let's say I don't want it quite as big. Well, I can change this to 30. Now my name is smaller, and now I can adjust it how I want. And then if I hit OK, now it's still extruded the same amount. It's just resized in the sketch. Same thing if I want to make it bigger. Let's say I wanted to make it 65 for whatever reason. I can adjust it that way, and now I can move it to where I want to. Like that. Okay. Let's do 45. Done. Why not? Adjust. Awesome. Done. So that's how you can resize, adjust. Once you have that dimension, your dimension is what resizes your text once you do that. So the only big parts on this that you have to kind of pay attention to, like once I get my sketch, being able to rotate first of all. Remember, I selected it, transform. That will rotate the way I need to, get it to where you want. And then add your dimension, and now you've got your resizing that you can do. So, and then you can always edit it. Right click, edit text, and now you can change your stuff. So fun one to play around with, and you can get some good stuff with it. You'll practice on it just like I did on this, and your next step. Have some fun and enjoy now having the skill of using text.